name is Muxlow. I'm from the Central Valley of California. I grow white peaches and white nectarines, and I work under family tree farms. Some of my first experiences out on the farm was understanding how to irrigate a field, understanding what it means to grow a commodity. As a kid, I pruned, I picked, I did pretty much everything under the sun to grow a piece of fruit. And that's really helped me in understanding what work has to be done, what manual labor has to be done in the field to get that grown piece of fruit to market. When I was little meaning 12, my dad, instead of investing his money into a college fund, he liked to invest his money into a college farm. And what we did was we leased some ground near the home and basically started there, and then that became a college farm. So it's something that we enjoyed, that I enjoyed, really getting that opportunity to grow something that young, and learning from my mistakes and from my successes on how to grow a good piece of fruit. When I was 12, I was putting out bags to measure out different row spacings, seeing what row spacings would work on that particular block, and figuring out what my tree spacings are, whether or not I wanted a 9-foot tree spacing or an 8-foot tree spacing, or a 70-foot row spacing versus an 18-row spacing. So those are all the calculations I had my dad help me with, and him helping me through that really taught me a lot. After the planting, I remember training the tree up with the crews that worked over there. I remember understanding what scaffolds, which is the main part or main branch, needed to be where. So we decided on a quad V planting. I didn't know any of that knowledge, I just did what my dad said. So learning those things were definitely an experience, and it helped me grow into the farmer I am. After the planting and training, I basically was the full-time irrigator. I would turn on pumps, check lines, flush lines, flush out sprinkler heads, and do different things to make sure my tree is getting the right amount of water. That college farm grew, and I used that initial investment to then plant my own acreage out in Goshen. And what I've learned in college, I've applied in managing sunlight, understanding the fertigation process, and understanding what not to do and what to do. Some things that I've learned through college is the importance of sunlight utilization. So I decided to do a high-density planting on a white nectarine in a trellis system. Basically, that maximizes the surface area of the leaves and the sunlight so that you get the maximum amount of fruit possible, and the biggest fruit possible. So with that system, I used also something different. In the college farm, I used a micro sprinkler drip system, or micro sprinkler system. This new ranch, I'm using a drip system. It's just a little bit more efficient with its water, and it doesn't waste as much water that you're putting into the ground due to a drip system rather than the micro sprinkler. And it applies a little bit slower, which allows the soil to become less saturated slower, which means that it takes longer for more water to come out than a micro sprinkler system does. That helps the soil dry out a little bit quicker, which is needed because you need oxygen in the root zone, right? Those are the little things that I like to apply in my orchard that I've hopefully succeed on. The verdict's still out, but it's something that I enjoy tinkering around, experimenting a little bit, and taking some risks on the farm and understanding that not everything's going to work out, but those risks are important to develop a more efficient orchard. I always come back to God creating a tree and it growing, and us putting water, nutrient, and adding his sunlight is just an amazing thing to grow an actual product that comes from the ground, and the amazement that the miracle that is really, really cool.